Hi, it's Sangeetha back again, and today we're going to be making manchow soup. And the ingredients I have here are two sticks of celery, and about a cup and a half of carrots, and half a bunch of mint leaves, finely cut, and about 2 inches of ginger, finely chopped, and about 4 cloves of garlic, and I have 4 Thai chilies finely cut. So those are the ingredients which I'm going to go first in my stock pot, and I've poured about 4 teaspoons of sesame oil, and it's just going to just hang out there for a minute while I actually cut my onions. And with all of this goes one medium onion, medium to a large onion. Depends on the amount of soup you want to make. So this is the quantity for the big stock pot. And here, and also we would be needing one tomato, and one small just about a cup and a half of broccoli, and about a cup of cauliflower, and here I have some chopped cabbage. That's about 2 cups. And we'll be needing about half a pound of firm tofu. Just use firm tofu. Like the silken tofu is going to just kind of disintegrate in your soup, and some people don't like the texture, so I just try and use the firm tofu. And that is that. And then the things which I have for serving are chilies and vinegar, cilantro, and some fried chow mein noodles. Mostly it's used as a garnish, and also we need some dark soy sauce and salt and pepper, of course. And I'm going to first dump all of this here. I'm going to saute it for a few minutes, and let this go the rest of this. It's being sauteed there. The cabbage goes in here too. The 2 cups of cabbage. All of this gets nicely sauteed here. And I'm going to add some salt. Salt is always to taste. And like I said in one of my previous videos, my family likes their salty food a little too salty, and their sweet food really sweet, not sweetie. And I'm going to actually put the tomatoes also there. I'll chop my tomatoes. Just a small, just a medium tomato should be good. And I typically use wine tomatoes on the vine, and for whatever reason, I just don't use Roma tomatoes. So I'm gonna put this here, and just finishing up with my chopping. There it goes. You can put everything in there, like a one-pot meal. It's a lot easier. Just put it here and let it hang out for some time. I'm going to saute this till the onions turn translucent, and after that I'm going to pour about 6 to 8 cups of water and let it come to a boil. This is almost come to a boil now, the soup, and I'm going to be adding the florets of broccoli and carrots in here. You can also add baby corn, mushrooms, water chestnuts, pretty much whatever takes your fancy and whatever is there in the fridge. I would say this is a clean out the fridge soup in a sense. So I've just added all of this here, and I have about half a pound of tofu cut into small cubes there. The firm tofu. I couldn't get the extra firm. Generally I use extra firm tofu, but all the stores are out of tofu for whatever reason. People are stocking up on tofu as well during this big shelter in place. So I added all of this there, and this is going to actually now come to a boil. Once this comes to a boil, I'm going to be I have some cornstarch here, about a heaped tablespoon of cornstarch. To this I'm going to be adding about a quarter cup of cold water, and I'm going to be making a slurry of it, and I'm going to be dumping this in the soup so that the soup thickens. But in the meantime, I'm going to be adding about a tablespoon full of the dark soy sauce. I like dark soy sauce because it gives a really deep color to the soup. So I'm just eyeballing that as about a tablespoon, and I will know once I look at the color. So that gives a nice deep brown color right there. So this will take about 8 to 10 minutes to get cooked, because most of the other vegetables are like partially cooked at this point, and we just need for the cauliflower and the broccoli florets to actually cook and get all the flavors of all the of ginger and garlic and soy in them. Yeah. So the soup has really come to a nice boil, and the vegetables are cooked. And I'm going to be adding the cornstarch, which has been dissolved in about a quarter cup of cold water. You always have to use cold water and not warm water and these type of things. I've just added this. This is going to, I'm just going to let it come to another quick boil. So it should take about a minute or so. So you can see it has this rich brown color, and it has like all these yummy vegetables there. It's a good low carb, low fat soup, and this is how I'm going to be plating the soup. Quickly getting out, and as you can see, this is come to a nice boil again. Let's give it a minute or so that the cornstarch goes and does its magic of thickening the soup just a tad bit. We don't want it too thick, and we don't want it too thin either. Yeah. So I'm going to be showing what I have here for plating it. So like I said before, we have green chilies and vinegar. This is about 2 Thai chilies, and about a third of a cup of white vinegar, and just a couple of tablespoons of cilantro finely chopped. And I'm going to be adding black pepper, freshly ground black pepper to my soup, and salt and pepper as always is to taste, but the spicier the soup is, the better tasting it is. So I'm going to be adding about a little over 3/4 teaspoon of black pepper there. That, and if you want, you can also add some black pepper after you plate your soup, and just taste it and go accordingly. You don't want it too spicy, you don't want it too mild either. So this has come to a really nice boil. I'm just waiting for it to thicken a little bit, and if you think the soup is too thick, you can always add some water, and if you think it's too thin, you could add a little bit more cornstarch and thicken it. So I'm going to be plating the soup now. Like, as you can see, it's still boiling, but once it cools down, the soup actually like thickens a lot more. So you might not want to be too generous in adding your cornstarch or corn flour or whatever your favorite thickening agent is. So I'm going to be, so you can see there's some tofu and some broccoli, and some more vegetables, carrots, and some more broccoli and celery and all that yummy stuff. That is there. It's still boiling away. I'm just going to let it boil for about 30 seconds more before I turn off my stove. And you could make the chilies in vinegar and keep it outside for up to 3 days. And if it's if the chilies sit in vinegar for some time, it just takes out the spiciness of it, is what I've found. And you want just a tad bit of the tartness which is coming from the white vinegar. So I'm just going to be adding a couple of tablespoons of that and some cilantro. Just a tad bit of the fried chow mein noodles. Yeah, you could actually omit the chow mein noodles entirely if you are not wanting to have anything fried, or if you don't have this on hand at home, you could omit it entirely. I just went to the grocery store yesterday and I bought it, so I'm using it today. Yeah, and then yeah, enjoy it with. You could either have it just plain, or you could have it with a banh mi sandwich, which is a Vietnamese sandwich, and I'm going to be making a separate video about that. Thanks again for watching. Please do try making this soup, and it tastes really good in the fall and winter months. And when you come back from work, you want something something really quick that you could make, as well as something that is hearty. And this has tofu. This has tofu, so it has protein as well, and it has all the yummy vegetables. The really low carb, and it's low carb and it's low fat to boot. So please do try, and like my videos, and comment what you would like to see next. Thanks.